going on YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our SEC channel. I'm going to be taking a look at the Missouri Tigers, a very early look at this team, and if I think they're going to be better or worse, we'll go over that. Again, my early thoughts on the Missouri Tigers as we head into 2024. 11-2 last year, second in the SEC East. This was one of the surprise teams, really in all of college football, making it to a New Year's Six Bowl. And I will start on the offensive side for them. So Brady Cook will be back. Very underrated quarterback. I mean, this is a guy that will be one of the top quarterbacks returning in the SEC this year. And so getting him back, obviously, that is a great start. Now, they do lose Cody Schrader, who really emerged as, I mean, really out of nowhere, an All-American running back this past season. They will lose him, but I really just am not worried about the running back room. They've got other guys in there that I think are ready to step up. But if you look at the transfer portal, they added a couple of players from the Group of Five level, Nate Noel and also Marcus Carroll. These are two guys that I think can come in and contribute right away and make an impact. Remember, Cody Schrader was not a five-star by any means. So a guy, especially like Nate Noel, could come in here and be a 1,000-yard rusher. That wouldn't surprise me at all. So I think running back, run game overall is going to be just fine for Missouri. Receivers, they're loaded there with Luther Burden and Theo Weiss. Both of them coming back. That's going to be one of the best wide receiver duos really in the country. So they are in great shape at wide receiver. Don't really lose anyone. And so offensively, this team, it looks pretty good. You look at the tight end position. Hosterkamp will be back there at tight end, so they get him back. But Brett Norfleet, that's the guy you want to look at there at tight end. Freshman last season, had a really, really good year. He has a chance to be maybe All-American, All-Conference potentially this year. And so you also get Tyler Stevens, Jordan Harris, a couple of guys there at tight end. But it'll be about Norfleet there at that tight end position. And then on the offensive line, they don't lose much there. Javon Foster is going to be a big loss. They lost a couple of guys to transfer portal. And Missouri was kind of a team that was tough for me to figure out on some of these players coming back. I couldn't really find articles on it or anything. But Marcellus Johnson, I think, is gone. He was one of their starters, the other tackle there. I think his eligibility is up. But even if you lose him, that's only 2 losses on the offensive line. And then one player went to the transfer portal. So a couple other guys went to the transfer portal, but they were backups. So offensive line, not going to take too big of a hit there. And so I think offensively, this team should be better. I mean, Brady Cook should get better as we go through the offseason. I love the additions at running back. I think they'll be fine there. Receivers are going to be great. Tight end position, they've got a guy there. Offensive line, not going to drop off much, if at all. So, yes, Missouri offensively should be better in 2024. Now let's talk about the defense. This team was actually pretty good on defense last year. And, again, some of this stuff kind of came out of nowhere. A lot of people... There were comments on my videos that a lot of people telling me, watch out for Missouri, they're a dark horse team, and they were right. But if you looked at the national perception on Missouri, they were not expected to do a whole lot this past season. But the defense was really good. They had some guys that wound up being, superstar type players. Darius Robinson on the defensive line, he's going to be gone. They lose, I believe Josh Landry is going to be gone as well, but that's about it. So they bring most of the guys back on the defensive line. And so that's good news. Good news up front. But Darius Robinson, I should say, he was a very good player, so they're going to miss him, I'm sure. Linebacker is where I'm a bit concerned about this Missouri team. They lose their top 2 guys, Chad Bailey, Tyrone Hopper. 2 best linebackers gone. They had 3 other guys enter the transfer portal, so they don't have much experience coming back at that linebacker position. So again, I'm concerned there. You look at what they've done in the transfer portal. They added one guy that I don't really know much about. He came from Wyoming, so that's a concern. We'll see if they use the portal a little bit more, potentially to add some veteran pieces there at linebacker to go with some of the young players that I'm sure will be ready to take on bigger roles. And then you look at the cornerback position, another concern. Abrams Drain and Rakestraw, their top 2 cornerbacks, both gone. And so that's going to be a big loss for them. Carlisle at safety, he is gone. They do bring back Joseph Charleston, so that's good news. Dalen Carnell will be back. So in the secondary, they've got, they lose some really good players, but they've got a good bit of depth there coming back at least. And that's not going to be a major concern. So if I'm concerned about Missouri's defense, it's going to be that linebacker position. And really, That's probably the biggest concern on the entire team. They lose some really, really good players. Yes, I think they're going to be good again defensively, but they do lose some really good players. Concerns at linebacker. I'm going to say they'll be a little bit worse on defense in 2024. Again, not saying they're going to drop off a ton, but I do expect them to drop off some. So that means I think the offense is going to be better. The defense is going to be a little bit worse. What does that mean? I think you're going to get a very similar team. Maybe a team that scores a little bit more and isn't quite as good defensively. But overall, I think this is going to be a very similar team in 2024. I think it's a team that can get back to 10-2, can maybe get into that 12-team playoff. I think they got a great shot actually to get to that 12-team playoff. They have a pretty favorable schedule. So Missouri going to be a dangerous team once again. At least those are my early thoughts on this team. Again, I think they'll be very similar, maybe not quite ready to take down a team like Georgia, maybe not ready to win a national championship, but a team that can finish in that top 12 and can get to the college football playoff. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Give me your thoughts on Missouri down in the comments below.